infectious diseases, research, medicine, health. Welcome to Outbreak News Interviews. And now, broadcasting from the Outbreak News Skylar Studios in beautiful West Central Florida, here is your host, microbiologist and editor of OutbreakNewsToday.com, Robert Harriman.
Well, hey everybody, this is Robert, and welcome to Outbreak News Interviews. Now, the CDC says HPV, or human papillomavirus, is a common virus that can lead to 6 types of cancers later in life. Almost every person who is sexually active will get HPV at some time in their life without HPV vaccination. About 14 million Americans, including teens, become infected with HPV each year. While most HPV infections will go away on their own, infections that do not go away can cause certain types of cancer. Fortunately, there is a vaccine available that provides your child with safe, effective, and long-lasting protection against certain types of cancers later in life. Well, joining me today to talk about HPV vaccines is the vaccine mom, Taryn Chapman. Hey, Taryn, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Robert. It's good to talk to you.
Okay, so before we get into a discussion about the vaccine, can you tell us a little about the human papillomavirus? It's pretty common, right?
Oh, yeah, it's very common. And actually, you just touched on a lot of it. There are 150 strains of this virus. It infects both men and women through sexual activity. So most of us, like you said, have had at least one strain if you're an adult at this point. And a lot of us don't even know that we've had it. There's screening for women, but not screening for men. And it's so easy to pass it on through sexual contact. And like I said, you don't know you have it, so it passes so easily. A lot of it does clear up on its own, but there are several, well, good 2 handful of high-risk strains that can lead to cancers and warts.
Right. So there are some strains, we call them high-risk strains, that are responsible for cervical cancers and other cancers, right? And then there's the issue with genital warts. When was the first HPV vaccine available?
Well, we had Gardasil in 2006, and that we found out that's not effective for men. Then we had Cervarix, which was 2009, and then we had Gardasil 9 in 2015. So these first two, Gardasil and Cervarix, are mostly phased out right now. So we're just vaccinating with this Gardasil 9, which covers 9 strains that are most likely to cause cancer or warts.
Okay. What is the HPV vaccine schedule, and is it for both boys and girls?
Well, it's for both boys and girls, which is great. So we give it in 2 or 3 doses, just depending on what age you get it and when you're getting that second booster. So if you get it, it's available now at age 9. They recommend it from 11 to 14, and that is before. They say you want to get it before you have any sexual activity so that you're not picking up one of the strains or more before you get the vaccine.
Now, is the HPV vaccine also available for adults?
Yes, it was just approved for adults, 27 to 45, which some people are saying it's a good thing to get this as an adult. Some people are saying it's not a good thing, that it might not help. Well, I just want to say that, you know how there are 150 strains. Adults can still keep getting those strains, even if you have a stable partner and you think you're not going to get anything anymore. You just never know, and I hate saying that. But I just want to say, in my opinion, this vaccine is safe. It can only help. It's going to keep protecting you from those strains that you might not have had that are highly likely to cause cancer or warts. So honestly, I think that it would be a good idea to get it. It's not going to hurt you.
So how effective and safe is the HPV vaccine? What do we know?
Well, according to the CDC, this is a super safe vaccine. We've given 80 million doses since 2006, and we've noted that there are rare side effects sometimes, like there are with all vaccines. I mean, it's super uncommon, but we do see a couple side effects with some people, but only 3% were severe. One of the main side effects that some kids are saying is it's a more painful shot than other shots. And it also, at this age where they're a little bit older and they're maybe thinking a little bit more about it, there's a little bit higher incidence of kids fainting. But that might not relate to the shot at all. I mean, that's just kind of that age. But kids kind of say that it feels like a punch in the arm the day later. I don't think that's anything that any kid can't handle. I mean, that goes away in a couple of days. Some of the good benefits from this is that it works so well. It has nearly 100% protection. Not 100%, nearly 100% protection from these strains that are causing cancer and warts. So I think that's a huge, huge benefit of this.
Okay, so let me ask you, if most HPV infections clear up on their own, why is it so important to get the vaccine?
Well, 1 in 4 of us, I think as you said in the beginning, has one of these strains right now. It's so easy to pass on because we just don't know we have it a lot of the time. There are these high rates of cancer, and this is a cancer that really can kill. I mean, obviously cancers can potentially be deadly. I know several of my close friends who have had HPV-related cervical cancer. One is fighting so hard right now. This is not something to be taken lightly. So if you can protect your kid, why wouldn't you protect them?
Okay, and lastly, is there anything else we should know about the HPV vaccine?
Absolutely. I think this vaccine has so much stigma. I mean, parents all over the internet right now are back and forth about how, they think if their kid's getting the HPV vaccine, they're letting them know it's okay to have sex. Or it might mean that my kid's already having sex. Well, you know what? This is between your kid and their doctor. Nobody even has to know that they've gotten this vaccine. So important. If you can protect them, protect them. The other thing is you have to protect your community. Like I said, these viruses pass so easily. And if you can protect these other kids from getting these cancers, I mean, that's doing your part. I think, just like, you get these other vaccines, it's doing your part to protect the community. Right now, there's 50% of teens right now that are vaccinated against HPV. In my area, 25%. That is not good enough. So we need to change this. We need to get this known, get it out. This is an important vaccine, as important as any vaccine.
All right, very good. And you can check out more of Taryn's work at thevaccinemom.com, and I'll link to that in the show notes. And again, thank you, Taryn, for joining me today to answer these questions. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Robert. I'm so glad to be here.